this is another thing that's coming to me as we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like when they leave, there's a residual in my field here somewhere.
Uh-huh. The ones that...
Yeah,
feel.
and when I'm aware of that, if I just clean that field,
Uh-huh.
I feel free.
Right.
So it's almost like it's okay while we're here
to have
be
that
in
clutter.
this field,
Mm-hmm.
but when we're done, I want to have my field back.
Mm-hmm.
And so they need to take their stuff with them when they leave.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, mostly.
Okay.
I think it's your responsibility.
To let, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I need to send their stuff with them.
There you go.
Been leaving it, holding on to it here.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, in terms of working with, let's say we take this contrast between, here's somebody you can work with and you're simply offering your skills.
Mm-hmm.
And here's someone else that you feel more of the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Which would you say goes better in general? In which case are you more effective?
I'm not sure this description matches what.
Okay.
Because I think I think my work is better if there is some emotional connection, obviously.
Sure. That's a little different than responsibility.
Yes.
Okay.
So letting them into this field is important.
Okay.
In terms of the effectiveness of my work.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't let them in, I don't think I'm very good at it, actually.
Okay.
I'm too detached.
Sure. Got it.
So I need to let them in,
mm-hmm.
and then I need to let them go.
Okay.
And I think it's the not letting them go part of it that where I get sort of hung up.
Okay. So how do you hang on to them? And how could we build a boundary so that you wouldn't need to hang on to them? That you could just...
You know, part of it is, it's almost like some people have an expectation they want to feed on your field. They want to stay in that field because there's something there for them.
Yeah.
And I somehow unconsciously agreed that I might allow that to happen.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're not a trough.
Right. And I need to be clear about that for myself because it's not their decision, it's my decision.
Right. Right. They may have some...
They may be asking
They're
or
asking,
requesting.
but you don't have to do.
Yeah, I can say, you know, we're doing this right now, and then when we're done, you need to take your energy, and I need to have my field back.
I think of it a little differently. You know, that doesn't mean it's right, but I just want to offer you an alternative way of thinking about it. How can you, with let's say, pick one of these clients that you get sort of stuck with a little bit, how could you have the feeling connection without any sense of responsibility? Because those are two separate things. They can easily get mixed together.
Yeah, I think I do mix those together.
Yeah, and I'm trying to separate them.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do this. I mean, one of the things that comes to my mind is that you have this connection, energy connection, and it may only be my hallucination, but I think of this as this energy could be very clear energy in the sense of it's flowing between, but there's nothing sticky about it.
Yes, I like that.
Somehow the word sticky has come to my mind.
That's a good one. That's good.
Now, let's try this out, because you're nodding your head, so at least sounds like a good possibility.
Yeah.
So close your eyes. Imagine you're with one of these people where things are kind of sticky. And change the character of the energy flow in some way so that it's just pure, clear clarity somehow that connects you without any stickiness. I don't know why that particular word came to my mind.
No, that's a very good metaphor for me.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, that's something that came to me yesterday around some of this stuff. That's good.
Okay.
Okay. I like that.
And then test it in a couple of other situations. Does that relieve you from the responsibility while still maintaining that heart connection?
Mm-hmm. It does.
You try it in several different, with your daughter, with your wife, with secretary. Try it in different contexts. Because I agree, it's important to have that feeling connection.
Mm-hmm.
But it's clear that when you connect with someone, you leave nothing behind with them. They leave nothing behind with you.
Yeah, I like that.
Does it work for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Future pace it. Jump into the future a little bit. Think of something. You could be going home tomorrow or the next day and so on, or fairly soon.
Mm-hmm.
How can you hear that? Have that nice, clear connection. And no stickiness. Leave the stickies for the computer.
Yeah, I like that.
Will work good for you?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Great.
Yeah,
have any questions? I kind of fumbled around there quite a while, but I think we finally got there.
Yeah, I think it's very good, though. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, great. Do you have any questions of him? It's almost lunchtime. Now, this notion of stickiness might not work for anybody else, but it seems to be appropriate here. It seems to be a verbal metaphor that elicits an experience inside, which we don't know a lot about detail. I mean, if, for instance, if you image this channel of connection now, how is it different than before? Can you put that into submodalities or anything like that? Is it a different color or different texture?
I think that free flow and there's no adhesions kind of a thing, where it's just...
like light?
Yeah, and it just doesn't get blocked, it's not getting held onto or attached to attachments. It's just...
So light would be a pretty good metaphor, because you can't hold on to light.
No, yeah.
It goes 186,000 miles per second.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, do you have any questions?
Thank you, Steve.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Okay. Now, I want to mention two things very briefly before lunch. One is, as far as I'm concerned, the metaphor of energy is a wonderful metaphor to have in your mind, just like the metaphor of a barrier. To what extent it has a physical meaning, I don't know. And I tend not to use this metaphor usually, because to me it's usually a little too vague, and I like to be real specific. But if in a situation like this, the person is using that metaphor already, obviously I want to pace it, and I want to go with what they experience, and however they experience this, whatever it is. So it's lunchtime, and I just want to mention one other thing. I mentioned diving in to save my son, who was floating down the river. And it was a pretty big river, too. When I grabbed him and got him out of the water, his first response was, "Wow, did you see me?" And I just want to mention it because so many people totally assume that the kid will be scared out of their mind, right? And for him, it was just a new experience, and he was excited about it. And I said, "Wow, yeah, that was great. No trauma." I had a little trauma, but not permanent. But I just wanted to mention that because it's so different than what so many people would typically assume in a situation like that. I wasn't angry with him. No. That's place a lot of people go because they get scared and then they get angry at the other people for making them scared and give them a big lecture and so on. No, I don't go there. Okay, well, thanks very much for your attention. Let's have lunch. And do you have an announcement?
Yeah.